Hi, I'm Anton from Kaolin Tiles, and today I would like to talk about the quality in porcelain tiles and actually how to compare them. As a world-leading manufacturer, making very technical or very high-quality tiles by exceeding international standards 10 or even 20 times, we would actually like to share with you the tips and tricks and where to look for when you compare different porcelain tiles. Very often you will go to a tile shop and you will see, for example, this tile for $20 a square meter, and then you go to another tile shop and you will see a similar looking tile like this for $120 a square meter. But why is the prices so different? Usually the only answer you will be provided with is, well, this tile is made in Italy, this one in Spain, China, India, and so on. But what does it actually tell you about the quality of it? Nothing at all. And usually, therefore, the questions that the clients ask is, well, where are your tiles coming from? In expectation that the answer or the country of origin will tell them everything about the quality. Nothing is less true. Let me actually tell you what would be the right questions to ask and what would be the things to look at when you want to compare the quality. Print quality is probably one of the most important things to look at when you compare the quality of tiles. Leading manufacturers invest a lot of money into trying to recreate such a beautiful natural stone looks. It starts with cooperation with design studios that create those very sophisticated large files. And the combination between those files and the latest printing technology equipment in the factory, that actually defines the final result. So how do you know that you actually have a tile with a very good printing quality? It's quite easy to see. Just give a closer look and you will see actually a lot of pixelation if it's actually not a very good quality. With the very high quality tiles, you won't see any pixelation whatsoever, such as, for example, here. Layered print is something of a very importance when you talk about the printing quality in tiles. Kaolin print up to 12 layers or channels, and that gives a very incredible depth to the tile, while an average factory will only probably print up to 4 to 5 layers. For example, in this tile, that 12-layered print gives an incredible depth to the tile, especially if you look around here, that you won't be able to tell the difference from a natural stone. Another easy way to check the quality of the print is to check whether there are print lines. Print lines happen from blocked print nozzle heads, and especially when printed only in a few layers, those print lines will remain quite obvious. Good quality tiles shouldn't have any. Here you can see a similar looking tile with or without print lines. The difference speaks for itself. When choosing white marble looking tile, there could be quite a big difference between poor and a good quality. First of all, it's the color of the biscuit that determines that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually pay attention to the plain white areas of the tile. Like real marble is not just pure white and plain in those areas. It actually does have tiny little veins, different hues, different shades of colors. So does high-end porcelain. This tile is printed everywhere, and you can actually see those small little details. Here we have an example of Kaolin Arabescata porcelain tile and real Arabescata marble. As you can see, there is almost no difference. Also, pay attention to a seamless transition between gray veins and plain areas of the tile. It should look as smooth as possible, while something like this looks more cheap. A major difference in quality of the finished product will directly result from the fact whether your tile is pressed to size or whether it's cut to size. Pressed to size tiles are superior in every single way, while cut to size tiles will show one or few of the following issues. Let's go through that. Pressed to size tiles are tiles that are pressed directly to the correct size. The edges at the end of the process are rectified and polished. the sizes are true to the size advertised, and edges are 90-degree bevel and very smooth. Cut to size tiles are tiles that are pressed into a larger format and then cut to the correct size at the end of the process. It's usually done to save the cost, and there is no guarantee to be true to the advertised size. Not only do cut-to-size tiles have a tendency of more pronounced bowing, such as here, bowing in general is a big issue and is often referred to as lippage. So those tiles are obviously cut to size. So we put two of them face to face. Look how big the bowing here is. That's so obviously not very good. Funny is that those tiles, even though they're so bowy, still pass all international and Australian standards. So international standards dictate plus minus 2 mm. Our Kaolin standard is 0.3 of a millimeter, which is almost 10 times better and stricter. So those are pressed to size tiles from Kaolin, so our tiles. We put them again face to face, so they're a different badge, different look. There is no bowing whatsoever. Another major disadvantage of cut-to-size tiles, such as those two, is that they are not true to size. There is nothing more frustrating than when you buy a tile which is advertised, like for those four, which is 750 by 1500, and it turns out to be 5 mm shorter. Well, if you use two different tiles on the floor, they won't be the same size. If you get another badge, it won't be the same size. Or if you want to use this on the floor and this on the wall, the grout joints won't align. The easiest way to know if the tile is cut to size is by just measuring the size. So this tile measures, instead of 750, 745. While this tile is the same manufacturer as that one, you can see it's 748. At Kaolin, we press tiles to size. So they are all spot on. So those two tiles are advertised at 750 by 1500. They're exactly that. Our differences are only 0.2 of a millimeter. Those are Kaolin tiles. They are pressed to size. As you can see, they are spot on 750. And the consistency in true to size is all across our sizes, starting from 750 by 1.5 in matte finish, also 900 by 1800 in polished, for example. Here is exactly 900. Yeah. Again, another disadvantage of cut-to-size tiles is the fact that they actually show beveled or chamfered edges. Because the tiles are being cut from a larger format, the edges become extremely sharp and it shows chipping. Therefore, they will get a beveled edge. It also means that the body will get exposed on the surface, which doesn't look good, but also the grout joints would look much bigger than they already are. Quite often, you will also see saw marks on the edge, resulting again in a bigger undesirable grout joint. Kaolin tiles are true 90-degree bevel with no chamfering or beveling, like you can see here. All those issues will eventually result in a larger grout joint. Nothing is worse when you buy beautiful tiles and then you get a very big, large joint. So what we recommend is always ask the manufacturer what is their recommended grout joint size. That will tell about the confidence in their product. For example, at Kaolin, we have tiles that we advise with seamless joint tiling of only 0.5 millimeter, such as done here with a dancing butterfly set, because that's how confident we are in our product. The tile body, or the tile biscuit, reveals a lot of information about the quality of the tile as well. Let me go through that. This is actually a dirty biscuit, so you can see impurities with different colors. Usually it happens on cheaper tiles with lesser quality of raw materials. When the biscuit is off-white, beige, brown, it means there are impurities still left in the clay, and these impurities can affect the physical properties of tile. Next one is a solid color body. So a color body is a pretty standard body. However, it is important to notice a few things. So first of all, it is very consistent in color. There are no impurities. Second, it's always trying to match the color of the surface. A gray tile would have a gray biscuit, a brown tile would have a brown biscuit. In this case, it is a white marble tile, so it has a super white biscuit. It is actually very frustrating when you buy a marble-looking tile and then the biscuit is brown or dirty. That looks just cheap and not very good. In this case, it's a very black tile and it has a pure black biscuit. This is salt and pepper body. It's quite a good quality. It looks more natural, especially for certain looks, such as here, which is a granite outdoor paver, where the edge may be comfortably be exposed. Next one is full body, like here. It's a very high quality body, trying to achieve veins in the body and imitating the surface colors as well. The veins, while providing a more natural look, are not aligned with the surface print. This tile, this porcelain tile, is a natural vein body. This is the latest technology, so far possible only by Kaolin and maybe a few other brands. Here you can see the print going all the way through the body. This just looks like a natural stone. Doesn't matter what you do, the color and veins will always be there. Surface finish is also quite important and will reveal some information about the quality as well. For example, here you have two matte tiles. This one has quite a lot of texture and this has a very smooth finish. Even though also smooth finish is quite nice, a tile with a little bit of texture would always look much more realistic. Another complex treatment to matte tiles is so-called leaded finish. It gives a texture that is actually aligning with the printed veins. It is very impressive. Next, it is important to know the amount of faces that you actually get in a particular look of a tile, so you don't have too much of a repetition. But I actually emphasize the word unique, because some of the manufacturers are using some tricks to, technically speaking, have a lot of faces, but actually they will still look very repetitive. One of those tricks would be mirroring an image. Even though, technically speaking, it is a different face, but if you put them next to each other, it would just look as repetitive. A second way of increasing the amount of faces is by taking feature from two tiles to create a third tile. Again, technically speaking, they are different, but it doesn't increase your unique area. In fact, you put them next to each other, the obvious veins, like here, would be located even closer and look probably even worse. A third trick is to zoom in on a certain area or face. That provides a more unique face. However, as you can imagine, the quality of print will be compromised, as it's not designed to be zoomed in and might cause serious pixelation. When you compare the amount of faces, it is important to compare apples with apples, or better, sizes. This tile is 600 by 600 and has 20 faces. Those 20 faces cover an approximate area of 7 square meters. The tile behind me is 1.2 by 2.7, so two of those tiles cover approximately the same area. So in this particular situation, this tile has 4 faces, so it's actually better than this tile with 20 faces. Alright, that's it. Thank you. I hope I gave you enough information, so next time you go buy tiles, you know what questions to ask, you know what to look at, and hopefully you buy a good price quality tile. Thank you.